Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm RJ Garza.
And I'm Ariadne Manikas. 2020 is a census year in the United States. For college students, this will be their first time taking it themselves. Virginia Tech has some important information for students preparing to participate this spring. Newsfeed reporter Andrew Webb joins us for more on the story. Andrew?
That's right, Ariadne. I spoke with many students around Virginia Tech's campus who didn't even know the census existed. With the April 1st deadline falling during Tech's spring semester, students should be counted as living in Blacksburg. Because of that, the university has partnered with different localities to help inform and promote the census to students. It's been 10 years since the last U.S. Census, which means it's time to fill it out again.
Is it mandatory?
As well as...
I was 10 years old. I don't even know what grade that would be, honestly. I was in elementary school.
Those were some of the common answers Virginia Tech students gave when asked about what they knew about the census. For that reason, Virginia Tech is rolling out a communications campaign to increase student participation.
We have advertising on Blacksburg Transit. We will have all of our university channels, social media, email, web, all of that.
And there's a method to the university's madness.
It's important because April 1st is the count date. And of course, that's right in the middle of our spring term. And so students who are here will be counted here or need to be counted here versus having mom and dad count them back at home.
The university says having students indicate they live in Blacksburg is important to Montgomery County and in Richmond.
Because it influences both federal and state funding and resources to community and all that kind of stuff.
This campaign could prove to be essential for getting students like De La Rosa involved in taking the census.
I feel like that's something we should do, and it's one of our duties, so yeah, I don't think I would let that pass if I knew about it.
Now, the U.S. Census Bureau is providing people with 3 different ways to take the census this year. Filling it out on paper and mailing it in is still an option, but the Bureau is hoping more people will respond by phone or online. I'm Andrew Webb reporting for the Newsfeed. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Housing in the New River Valley has become a necessity as the area has grown. Community Housing Partners, a nonprofit organization in Christiansburg, has served to help the New River Valley to discover more sustainable and affordable housing. Since 1975, Community Housing Partners has worked to help low-income individuals and anyone who needs access to affordable and sustainable housing arrangements. CHP offers several housing services that offer startup costs all the way to protecting the homes through weatherization. CHP's vision is to create healthy and sustainable communities for everyone. Michael Suthpin, Communications Manager for CHP, discusses the impact that the organization has had in the New River Valley.
Hundreds of folks in the New River Valley that have access to stable, affordable housing because of CHP. There's hundreds as well of individuals that in the New River Valley who've benefited from our weatherization program.
Community Housing Partners has served their mission and values in the New River Valley for 44 years. The future of affordable housing and services in the NRV seems to be in good hands with Community Housing Partners leading the charge.
Rent prices in Blacksburg are going up in certain areas as the demand for off-campus housing grows. The cost of living is reportedly going up in Blacksburg, but combined with Virginia Tech enrolling more freshmen than originally anticipated, Blacksburg housing has to make new accommodations. News reporter Christine O'Donnell has more on this story.
Rising rent prices in Blacksburg can be attributed to the increase in demand for off-campus housing. Next year, the Edge apartment complex will increase rent by approximately 25% as prices move from the 700s to well into the 900s. At the retreat, rent costs will move into the thousands.
Crazy enough, like the retreat prices are going to be $1,100. I'm in a townhouse at the retreat. It's going to be $1,100 a month for a furnished unit.
The cost of living in Blacksburg is going up as the town and population grow. This year, Virginia Tech enrolled approximately 1,000 more freshmen than originally anticipated, and almost all these students are going to be living off campus in the fall. The enrollment of a class this large means a higher demand for off-campus student housing, but it also creates a chain reaction within Blacksburg.
Sheer number of students coming, and because of the students we have more faculty. Because of more faculty we have more secretaries, more IT people, more everybody, you see, which is wonderful. But all of these people coming need housing.
On the bright side, most Turgimi doesn't believe students are being taken advantage of with higher rent prices.
It's fact of life. It is, if it's supply and demand. You can't do much about it.
Reporting from Blacksburg, this is Christine O'Donnell.
The 2018 Campus Master Plan was approved by the Virginia Tech Board of Visitors just 2 years ago. Since the start of the plan, developers have been working towards the growth of main campus. This plan will continue to guide future campus leaders. Newsfeed reporter Hannah Brown has more in this story.
The 2018 Campus Master Plan is a physical manifestation of Virginia Tech's strategic plan. Alexis Brill, the Communications Director of Business Affairs, describes how the Campus Master Plan is progressing.
And there's been many projects that have come alive physically on campus. So for example, the Creativity and Innovation District over at Kent Street by the bookstore. That's one major manifestation of the master plan. It will be opening in about 2 to 3 years, but it will offer more housing, so it accommodates for growth. It offers a living learning community. It offers spaces for students to get involved in the arts, all of which are principles in the master plan.
Other improvement projects on campus include Sandy Hall, Davidson Hall, and the College of Liberal Arts building. The master plan is a developing vision that plans for the future. Nick Quitt, Transportation Network Manager, explains why the master plan expands beyond Virginia Tech.
It sort of feels like the university and the town are always kind of one-upping each other, or so a new plan comes out. Sort of since this master plan has come out, the town is undergoing a comprehensive plan update, and so they're looking at some of the maybe some of the goals that were established in the master plan.
The master plan will continue to guide development for the next 29 years. Virginia Tech is living up to their slogan, Invent the Future. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Hannah Brown.
Just ahead on the Newsfeed, the Hokies men's tennis team is bringing wheelchair tennis to Virginia Tech.
That story and more after this break.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to the Newsfeed. I'm Ariadne Manikas.
And I'm RJ Garza. With the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics right around the corner, Paralympic tennis will be coming to Blacksburg. Virginia Tech's men's tennis is partnering with Rec Sports to bring wheelchair tennis to campus on February 22nd. Participants will be able to learn about the history of wheelchair tennis and try for themselves. Newsfeed reporter Rodrigo Alvarez has more on this story.
The 2020 Paralympic Games in Tokyo are just a couple months away, and Virginia Tech is taking a step forward in bringing wheelchair tennis to campus. Virginia Tech men's tennis team will partner with VT Rec Sports to help bring the Paralympic sport to the New River Valley. Saturday, February 22nd from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Burroughs Burleson Tennis Center, the Wheelchair Tennis Clinic will have skill games, a rules seminar, and other special events. Kelly McPherson, the event coordinator for recreational sports, believes it's important for more people to get involved in Paralympic sports.
So we want the community to know that it's an up-and-coming sport, and we'd also like to find students on our campus that would like to play.
USTA National Manager and Head Coach for Team USA Wheelchair, Jason Harnett, will be at the event to help participants learn more about the history of the sport and learn about the rules. Participants will also have a chance to play wheelchair tennis as well. No pre-registration is required. This event is open to all members of the public, and all ages, skill levels, and abilities are also welcome. McPherson added that this clinic provides an opportunity for people with disabilities to engage in sports.
So it's important to introduce that on our campus. I think as a mom, it's important to let people in our community know that if you have a child who is in a wheelchair with a disability, that they can play college sports, and we want Virginia Tech to be one of those choices.
Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Rodrigo Aviles.
Blacksburg Transit hurries to find new mechanics to fill their maintenance department. With Blacksburg Transit always moving, the service relies on their mechanics to keep these trips going as smoothly as possible. With the number of students counting on Blacksburg Transit, it is no question that BT should be keeping their positions full, especially the mechanic position.
So when a bus is in the shop for preventative maintenance, it's a multi-day process. So if we have more mechanics, we can get through that faster.
The absence of mechanics can be felt by both workers and students alike. As an instrumental part of local infrastructure, the city is making every effort to fill this crucial position through advertising and local news coverage. Blacksburg Transit hopes to hear back from potential mechanics soon. That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have story ideas for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. And as always, you can also connect with the Newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm RJ Garza.
And I'm Ariadne Maniquez.